Sound is good. Hey, shalom, shalom, akiyam. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Recha, Kodash. I would also like to give a double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, where I learned this 144% truth. I would also like to say peace and salutations to the hopeful elect, starting with the 144,000 men of Israel, which consists of the servants, the prophets, whom have been ordained since the foundations of this earth to sing this new song, which comes in the form of this gospel, which will be preached throughout all four corners of this earth and rest upon the ears of the innumerable multitude, men, women, and children of Israel, who may be scattered throughout all four corners of this earth. Shalom, a shalom, beloved Akim and Akwath. It's just by on back again through the spirit, power, mercy, and grace of our power, Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. And I just wanted to tap into a brief live stream that came through the inspiration of a premiere that the beloved Elder Apostle Tahar did earlier today, if I'm not mistaken. Pretty much talking to, Esau, pretty much, spraying these chemtrails, contaminating, vegetation, and just the storm that came by, that snowstorm that recently hit via that polar vortex. And pretty much people are recording a film on the snow that fell in their area. You got this one individual, by the face value, it looks like an Edomite. He's trying to burn it. It's not burning. That's the thumbnail I use, through the spirit. All right, and I also have some other information that I want to tap into through the spirit, man. We got to get the hell out of here, man. Akiyam and Akwaf, we got to get out of here, man. We're through under the rulership of Esau. We're through, man. We truly need Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, man. We need Yahweh Shai to come. We are finished, bro, under Esau, man. He's in hot pursuit, all right, and trying to delete as many people as he possibly can, man. All right, that Georgia Guidestone that they blasted off the earth, all right, they're still standing by that. The 500 million population, in efforts to continue your rulership, they're still pursuing that agenda, all right, in the form of a depopulation agenda. They're still pursuing that, man. You better believe it, all right? We got to get the hell out of here, beloved Akim and Akwa. Let me get this precept real quick. Right, the book of Ecclesiasticus, also known as the book of Sirach, chapter 10 and verse 1, and it reads, "A wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered." All right, and we clearly see that Esau lacks wisdom, he lacks prudence, and he lacks righteous judgment. Okay, we seen what happened back in 2019-20, all right, when he pursued a scamdemic, which turned around and pretty much exposed them on the global scale. You see? But we're coming into a time where true judgment is going to be established on this planet, man. Yahweh Shai is coming back, man. All right? And under Yahweh Shai, all right, you have the 144. In chronological order, you got Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, all right, King David, the 144. And, I'm sorry, the 12. And then you got the 144, which I'm just doing it in order, through the spirit. That's that governing body, in the eon to come. And then obviously you have the innumerable multitude, men, women, and children. You see? But speaking to the governing body, that's the governing body. Okay, and then you have the innumerable multitude. You see, but under that governing body I just named, That's going to establish wise, prudent, righteous judgment. Okay? Let me continue on. As the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers, and what manner of a man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein. Right? And this is why we're witnessing, all manners of violence. We're seeing all manners of diabolical sexual deviancy and behavior, witchcraft's on the scene, okay, bestiality, you name it. All right, this is all happening under Esau's watch. You see, and he tries to stand on some type of order, all right, but at the end of the day, he's allowing the same sex to get married. You know, he's given, triple life sentences to a complete murderer. You know what I mean? Like, what are you doing? The righteous judgment doesn't go forth under this man's kingdom. It's just pure wickedness. Look it. Here's the point. An unwise king destroyeth his people, but through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited. And other than the video I have from the beloved Elder Apostle Tahar, I also have some other information that I want to get into. Okay, because when you tap into herb, like we've been, like through the Spirit has us tapping into herbs, from the elders and apostles on down. They've been doing it, but the Spirit got the believers truly moving on it now. The Lord got us tapping into herbs and tinctures or what have you. But I mean, even that's not at its full strength, because Esau has been able to, weaken that. But when you go back to 1906, there was an act that was passed called the Pure Food and Drug Act. All right, now real quick, I looked up when did the government start suppressing herb treatment? Right, it says government suppression and regulation of herbal treatments in the U.S. began in earnest with the 1906 Pure Food and Drugs Act. All right, which required accurate labeling and contributed to a shift toward patented synthetic drugs. Now, when you do your research, all right, it'll lead you to the Rockefellers, man, that were actually, because they were actually involved in what do you call it? They were funding these pharmaceuticals, man. All right, they're behind isolating the herbs, okay, and isolating, the medicine of the earth. You see, in efforts for them to push forth this pharmakia. All right, which when you go into pharmakia, it's a Greek, it's a Greek word. Pharmaceutical, pharmacy is pharmakia, which goes into witchcraft. And this is exactly what Esau is exercising on the masses, man, via his 24-hour CVS, man. You see? Let's continue on. Look at this, was followed by the 1910 Flexner report, which marginalized natural medicine education, and the 1938 Federal Food, Drug, and Cosmetic Act, which solidified FDA control over the therapeutic products. And it's not a coincidence you see FDA there. All right, Food and Drug Administration. All right. Now, what I did, right, when you go to when you look up botanical treatment, right? Right, botanical treatment, right? BOTANICAL, right? Botanical. When you look up botanical treatments, right, or herbal medicines, right, it used plant-derived materials like roots, leaves, flowers, and extracts to prevent or treat diseases and enhance wellness, man. And this was the original way, right? But Esau put a cap on that. And he said, no, you're going to get my synthetic medicine. Okay, my medicine that's truly not going to help you, but it's going to compound your condition. You see? And this is not medical information. This is just, the facts behind the reality, all right, of the transition, from botanical treatment and herbal medicines to synthetic medicine, man. All right, via the FDA. This is all this is. All right, it's right here on the on Google. You know, so it should be a fair use, right? But anyways, this is why we got to get the hell out of here, Akiyama and Akwa. All right, we're through here. Look it. Right, the Federal Food, Drug, and Cosmetic Act of 1938, signed by FDR on June 25th, 1938, overhauled U.S. consumer protection by mandating that new drugs be proven safe before marketing, banning false therapeutic claims, and authorizing factory inspections. It extended FDA control to cosmetics and medical devices following the elixir sulfonamide disaster. Now, and that was all just as, you know how Esau do. All right, he'll bring forth a boogeyman. Right, so he brought forth a story to facilitate, all right, his madness, man. As he always does. This is the playbook he exercises, man. But we're on to him. In 2026, we know exactly what's going on. Now, what I did was I went to ChatGPT, right? I said, what elite family started the 1938 Federal Food and Drug Administration or what have you, right? It said, let me see here. It tried to dress it up as a, here we go. It says the usual claim you'll see, it says most versions say some mix of Rockefeller family and Rothschilds or a vague pharmaceutical elite, right? Created the 1938 FD&C Act, right? It says where the story actually comes from. It says Rockefeller medicine, the Rockefellers did heavily fund medical schools in the early 1900s, okay? Their money pushed medicine towards standardized education, lab science, pharmaceuticals, right, instead of folk remedies. You see that? So you use if we use common sense, we can come on, man. Okay? Again, going back to Ciroc 10. All right, because again, the Rockefellers, this is one of the ruling class families, man. This is one of those elite 13 families, bro. You see? Well, that's why their name's popping up. All right, because they're part of the unwise kings. Okay. Now, what I want to do, right? Let's go here real quick. Let's get this. Let's go to the book of Proverbs real quick, chapter 29 and verse 2, and it reads, "When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, man." All right, and this is why we're not witnessing people rejoice right now, because the righteous are not in authority. The wicked are. All right, this is why people are in a position where, you know, they're miserable. You know, they're in a position where they're confused. You see, they're in a position where they're catching ailments and incurable diseases. You see, because the wicked are ruling, man. Look at when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. Okay? The people mourn. Let's jump down to verse 7. The righteous considereth the cause of the poor, but the wicked regardeth not to know it. Okay? Evil E does not give a damn about his subjects. All right? It tells you in Proverbs that a prince is nothing without servants, bro. But this nigga's so stupid, he doesn't even care or consider that. All right? He just wants to rule in wickedness, man. He just wants to rule in wickedness, bro. All right? Let's go ahead. This is why you gotta, like, man, Esau done ran the same playbook so many times. You should know when he's trying to pull a fast one on you, man. We do. You know, you beloved Akim and Akwaf. And those of us that are in the, you know, in the faith, you know, the Lord granted us access, you know, to this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, you know, via the Holy Spirit. You know, we completely understand what this dude's doing. Right? This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, also known as the book of Sirach, chapter 14 and verse 7, and it reads, "And if he doeth good," right? Talking to the wicked, right? "He doeth it unwillingly. And at the last he will declare his wickedness," bro. Okay, and this is again, we like to bring up 2020 or what have you, 6 years ago. We're at a time now where you people are realizing like, oh shit. All right, this nigga's wickedness has been declared at this point, based off the condition of you people that went down there and believed what he was telling you and allow him to climb inside you with that serum. Okay. All right, he's not done yet. All right, this nigga's again. We gotta play. I'm gonna play the video from the Elder Apostle Tahar. I'm gonna play about 10 minutes of it. This nigga done sprayed up the food, bro. He's putting all types of shit in the food. The beloved Elder Adama from over here in Boston, GMS Boston. He had did a video that went viral. Okay, like a week or so ago, with going into the toothpaste. Which toothpaste was that? That had matter of fact, let's go play that real quick. That's the spirit. That line, that's cohesive with what we're talking to regarding evil E. Bear with me. Here it goes.
It's a great millstone. And shalom, true brothers and house and byways doing the work sincerely and faithfully. And continually fighting that good fight of faith, Lord willing, will find that number to be delivered. All right. So this is just a quick PSA for the brothers out there and some of you sisters who truly believe. All right. So about 14 years, 15 years, I've been using this toothpaste called Tom's, right? And I chose this toothpaste years back because it was non-fluoridated, so it didn't have any fluoride, and it was a pretty decent brand. So I did a little research at the time, found out it was alright. Been using it. Now, through the years, now this is a brand new tube because I would always buy the twin pack. So through the years, you could tell that the container got real soft. It wasn't as firm as it used to be. And also, they used to have a little silver or aluminum film, for protection and freshness, if you will. Right? So they stopped doing that. They stopped making it, as you see. They stopped making it so you ain't got to peel it off. And like I said, the tube is awful. It's just real flimsy. So all that being said, so I caught wind of some disturbing news concerning this Tom's brand of toothpaste. All right? So what I have here, I have a lead test swab kit. Now, on the lead test kit, right on the bottle, it gives you the information that you need. So if it's orange, I don't know if you can see it. If it's orange, it says no lead detected. But if it turns red, that tells you lead has been detected, right? So I'm gonna just get right to it. Without further ado, I'm gonna get right to it. So I'm gonna take this toothpaste and put a little bit on the plate here, right? So how you use these swabs? You get some water. I got some fresh filtered water here. You get some water. And you take one of the swabs. Get longest time. All right. You take one of the swabs and you dip it in the water, right? You shake off the excess. And you run the swab within the solution you're trying to test. So as you wait, you're gonna see it start to change colors. See that? Which when it churns colors, it's now detected the presence of what? Of lead. You see that? See that color changing? You see that? Now, all right? So now what I did, of course, I went out and bought some Burt's Bees non fluoride free toothpaste. And we're going to test this one too, right? Just to show you the difference, right? So this Burt's. Let me take another swab. Run it in the water. A couple seconds. Wipe off the excess. Now I'm gonna run it in here. Okay. Now let me show you the difference. Let me show you the difference. Okay. Look at the difference. This was the Tom's, which was the detection of lead, and this is the Burt's Bees, which is no detection of lead. So this is real deal, man. This devil has.
And that's the works of Esau. One of many of his diabolical works. So here it is. You think you're going out to the store and buying some fluoride-free toothpaste, bro. All right? But in reality, you're buying some fluoride-free toothpaste, all right, that's hyped up on lead, with lead. Okay? This is the man that we're dealing with. See? The man of sin. And that lines up with Sirach, Sirach 14, bro. If he do it good, he do it unwilling. It lines right up with that. Matter of fact, let's get this too. If we tell you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and the Americans don't trust this man, right? The book of Ecclesiasticus, also known as the book of Sirach, chapter 12 and verse 10. Never trust thine enemy. Who's your enemy, Jake? Go read Psalms, the 83rd chapter. You're going to see your arch enemy named twice, 2 times over. First as Edom, and then Amalek, which is the chief house of Edom. All right? The Edomites, the self-proclaimed, benevolent Edomite, which is the self-proclaimed white man. Excuse me. Okay? Which he coins himself white because he claims to be benevolent, innocent, okay? Perfect and right. Yeah, okay. All right? Look it. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness, man. This man is worse than he was before. Trust and believe. All right? When we go back in time and read Genesis 27 and 41, okay? When he pretty much said in his heart that he's going to kill his brother Jacob upon the death of Isaac, he's worse than his progenitor. He's worse than his progenitor. Why? Because now he's been exposed to this technology. All right, this nigga's become wiser than Daniel. This nigga got a quantum computer. All right, this nigga can split atoms. This nigga's got labs. Okay, all types of chemicals he's done been tested and sequencing together, and you know what I mean? This nigga's he's on a whole nother level of evil. Okay? He got balance here. Right? But he will be stopped though. That's the point. He will be stopped. Now, real quick, right? And now it's very interesting how you don't have any outrage from these Babylonians concerning these chemtrails. You know, they'll put up these videos, but they're not really taking action regarding the government and taking any type of stance, in reference to these chemtrails being sprayed over the population. They're just kind of just going on with their life, and they have nothing to say. You see, showing you how stupid these people are. You see, you would think there would be videos all over the place regarding this, man. These Edomites going down to City Hall and, causing a great uproar. None of that's going on. Because Esau has you people under a trance. Hold on. I'm going to play this real quick from the Elder Apostle Tahar. Again, Akiyam and Akwa, this is why we need to get the hell out of here, man.
Shalom, giving all praise to Yahweh, Bashem, Al-Shah, Bashem, Kakodah, Shalom to the 144,000, the rest of you like that there, Shalom to you all. And I'm going to entitle this video, they're trying to kill off the useless
eaters. You can look that term up if you like. I believe it was Henry Kissinger that used that term. He also spoke about soldiers being, the exact words I don't know, but I'm paraphrasing. He said military men are stupid animals used for global policy change, or something to that effect. If somebody want to look it up, they can put it up in there. But anyway, I'm just gonna let this play. So listen up.
So does snow melt like this? Look at it. It's like rubbery. It's crazy. Look at the film on top of the ice. Look at this. Look at this. Tell me what kind of snow melts like that.
This is from that major snowstorm that hit pretty much 2/3 of the U.S. This is the after effects.
Crazy. Look at this. It's on all of it. Y'all let me know what you think.
So people in Texas were just testing what was in the new snow that was on the ground. Aluminum, barium, strontium, lead, mercury, sulfur compounds, nitrogens, and B8. But guys, it gets so much worse because what? Apparently this woman kept posting this on Instagram and it kept getting taken down. These aren't trace elements. These are toxic chemical compounds known to harm the brain, nervous system, and environment. You're not crazy for asking questions. You're crazy if you stay silent. So people are basically questioning if this was in the snow on purpose. A lot of people are saying there's a lot of pollutants in snow, probably from factories and just cars and a bunch of things like that. Some people are saying like this is done on purpose, which that's a whole different story. People are simply just saying about that snow getting millions of views. But guys, what do y'all think about this? I just think it's crazy that it's literally a exact list of the most toxic things like mercury, lead.
That's in your chemtrails. But the average so-called American has no idea as to what's going on. They're not up on conspiracy theories.
So don't eat snow anymore.
They keep doing it. They keep doing it. They keep doing it because they've been doing it for so long.
They keep doing it because they can get away with it.
Right.
It's become normal in your eyes. You don't question it. There's a lot of things that you should question these days about the world we live in. This is not normal, people.
All right. So I took the other sample in, and I've been collecting more of this particles in the fog or whatever this substance is, and I put it in here. And I got a shiny light. So now you're getting kind of a look straight at the stuff. It's definitely like an oily texture, and it is on top. And I do have like a magnifying glass, but I don't think that it's going to work. But see them bubbles on top of that moisture? The moisture collects in there, and so do the particles. And you see, like this stuff. It's like, I don't know. It's like, people have been saying like glycerin or glycerine or something. I'm not sure, but I know that this might be why everybody's getting sick.
I've noticed with interest people reporting fog in parts of the South where they live that's rather unusual. Well, I'm at a location here in Mississippi, and guess what? Yeah,
It's the third day in a row we've had fog here. And I too have had headaches every single day that I can't attribute to anything for about a month now. I've had feelings of nauseousness, just some odd feelings that I've reported on here before. Would love to hear from you about what your thoughts are that's behind this. I've been to the doctor, I've been to the eye doctor, and I just can't get behind it. And I have a headache right now as we speak. That's unusual for me.
YouTube Premium is ad-free YouTube and YouTube Music Premium, a whole app just for...
Post your thoughts.
I've been seeing those videos about the fog here in Georgia, and I have to say, I have been the sickest I've ever been, and I told my husband, I don't ever get sick. I don't ever get sick. Even with something, if I'm sick for maybe like a day and a half, and then I can usually kick it out with my oil of oregano and stuff. I have been sick with something since Christmas Eve, and it's just been lingering. My son too, he's still congested, but everything else is fine. Like no other symptoms, just this like congestion, but I don't even feel congested anymore. I'm just like, my head is full, if that makes any sense. Now I've got the ringing in my ears. My ears feel like I'm underwater. I'm dizzy. I'm nauseous for the last 2 days since this big heavy fog has been going on. And I'm
They
sorry.
want to kill y'all off. They don't need you. They don't need Edomites either. They want to kill you off. That is just that simple, man.
Right.
That's why Yahweh Basham Yahushai, Yahweh's going to have to send his son to come and get us and destroy this goddamn place. Because these Edomites don't know what's going on. And Jake damn sure don't know what's going on. Hurry up. Esau, stop dragging your feet, chip everybody, so we can get the fuck out of here. The brother's talking about we might be here for another 1,000 years. Are you kidding me?
I'm going to be like, maybe there's some truth behind what y'all are saying on here about some in the fog, because I'm the worst I've ever felt in years. I don't remember the last time I felt this terrible. So yeah, there's maybe some truth to whatever's going on. But is anybody else experiencing this? Because my ears, I feel right now because of how bad my ears are clogged and just nauseous and all the things. So let me know if you're feeling the same way. Love you, bye.
I don't trust anybody at the top of government, and I know that they're either ignorant or evil. Well, I have more evidence of this from the other day. So Pastor Daniel is here. He's been an arborist for 33 years, and he's completely awake. And he was looking at this guava tree, and he said that, Jim, I've been traveling now. I've been to 40 states. He's actually been visiting Freedom Farm Academies, right? Permaculture demonstration sites. And he said, I see the same scale and the same types of things on trees all over the place that simply wasn't there before. So what's going on? He said, Jim, the only thing I can deduct, it's the chemtrails. It's the spraying of aluminum and barium and strontium and heavy metals. And by the way, thanks to Derek with BactiGrow, we studied our soil. Loaded with aluminum. Right? That is coming from up above. Now today, that looks like a pretty good day. My friends, we have an answer to all of the world's biggest problems. And until the government stops the spraying of chemtrails, we know that we are not winning yet. We know that the government is either ignorant or evil, because systemic ecosystem collapse is happening now. Right? And this is the reason that I'm standing firm. And this is the reason so many people say, Jim, what about your family? You've got to pay taxes. You've got to comply with the system. Well, over time, one thing I know for certain, compliance is the death of everybody. So yeah, might my family experience some hardships? Might they have to move back to Costa Rica and live in our little 900 square foot home back there? Yeah, they might. But I am hyper aware that unless we change things and start using our land wisely, we're all black-rocked. Right? Black rock is not only the name, it's the intention. So for those of you who are trying to use fear to coerce me to pay my taxes and comply with this system, I invite you to see what this system is doing to you and your family and friends. Oh, am I a crazy conspiracy theorist? Well, let me ask you one thing. Do you know more people that are sick now than ever before? Why is that? I'm telling you.
People can't get it in their head that there's conspiracy. They really believe these government officials are for them, and they're not. The scriptures even meant, if you look up the word, if you type in the word conspiracy, it comes up a handful of times. I believe it's 10 times.
Right.
You know why? Because of the poisons. Because of our environment. Our environment is now toxic. All we have to do is take out the poisons and turn our environment into the Garden of Eden.
The only way that's possible is if Esau gets removed. That's the only way that's possible. The earth is not going to become the Garden of Eden again until Esau is removed and stopped, or stopped and removed. Okay? The reason why these pearls are on the earth is because of the wicked right now, man. Let's go here real quick, man. And again, this is why we need Yahweh Shai so desperately, Akiyam and Akwad. You know, the scriptures tell us that we'll eat our bread defiled amongst the Gentiles. You know, the Lord's going to preserve, his elect. Lord willing, we're part of that precious number. Abaratazah. Bear with me, Akiyam and Akwad. Let me grab something real quick. Yeah, man, this is the world we live in, man. Under Esau's management. But all this is going to testify against them, bro. Bear with me. Let me see if I want to get this in. I got you right here. All right, this is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 9, and verse 20 in the Good News Bible. It reads this: I looked at my world and saw that it was ruined. I saw that my earth was in danger of being destroyed by the wicked plans of the people who had come into it, man. All right? And we understand that during the time of Esau's world, the earth is not going to give her strength to this guy. All right? And when you go to Isaiah real quick, Esau is the root cause of the earth being in this condition, as we know. Okay? This is why the environment's toxic. Right? The book of Isaiah, chapter 24, and verse 4, and it reads, the earth mourneth and fadeth away. The world languisheth and fadeth away. The haughty people of the earth do languish, man. All right? And that word haughty is a buzzword. Right? It's talking to pride, right? The proud people. This is talking to Esau. Right? Look at the earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof. And real quick, when you get this word languish, it goes into droop. Like a rose that's dying, it's languishing, it's drooping. Right? And this is the condition of the earth under Esau's watch. Okay? Because again, he mentioned, he said, I don't trust nobody on top government, upper government. He said they're either ignorant or they're evil. It's a combination of both. Okay, because when you go through the stages, all right, of Esau's evolutions, or revolutions rather, it got worse and worse. The earth got worse and worse. From the first to the third revolution, the earth got worse. Now they're trying to bring forth a fourth industrial revolution, bro, which is based around technology. Which, what's that going to conjure up? Radiation at an alarming amount. You see? Literally, radiation, bro. You see? Where you're literally going to be being cooked, bro. All right? And then they want to put technology in you. All right? You're just a walking Walking cancer stick. Right? Yeah, let's go. Let's continue on. Isaiah 24:5, the earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, man. Okay? This nigga does not honor a land Sabbath. We've said that many times. All right, which is critical to the nutrients factor in the soil. You see? You're supposed to, that's why the Lord ordained that. But this nigga's too stupid to realize that. But that's just one of many things. Look at, change the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant, bro. All right? This man operates under wickedness, and he has the audacity to think that he's going to be able to rule forever, bro. Here it is. The definition of the definition, literally, of immortality is righteousness, man. Pursuant to wisdom of Solomon. Righteousness is immortal. You see? This nigga's been operating contrary to righteousness since his inception. Since the Greeks. All right? Since he popped up on the scene. It tells us that evil was multiplied on the earth. Okay? Upon Alexander the Great dying and his 4 generals in the form of Lasamicus, Cassandra, Seleucid, and Ptolemy getting them crowns. All right? And ruling, you know, out of that demographic or that geographic. You had, if I'm not mistaken, you had Lasamicus was in Greece. You had the king of the south, right, which was Ptolemy. The king of the north, which was Seleucid. And then you had the king of the west, which was Cassandra. Right? But needless to say, what was I even saying? Yeah, man. This dude has the audacity to think that he's gonna be immortal when all he's been doing since his inception, okay, was ruling through wickedness, bro. Nah, man. It's not gonna work out like that. This is what's gonna come. Therefore, Isaiah 24:6. Therefore had the curse devoured the earth, and they that dwell therein are desolate, bro. Okay? The curse is going to devour the earth, bro. The second death is coming. The missiles are going to fly. All right? Therefore, the inhabitants of the earth are burned, and few men left. All right? And we can't rule out the chariots, man. All right? That are gonna enter into the house of the thief. You see? This is why we got to get the hell out of here, Akiyam and Akwa. This is why we got to get out of here, man. Let's go to the book of Matthew. This is why the scriptures say, is it Ezra's? Yeah, Khan. We'll actually, matter of fact, I'm going to go get that. Matter of fact, now let me get this first real quick. I'll close out with that through the spirit, the Wadi Bashim Yao Shai. Pray for a few days, bro. We shouldn't want to, man, listen, man. We are being poisoned every single minute of us breathing this air in. Bear with me, Akiyam and Akwa. Why this phone's tripping? All right, here we go. This is the book of St. Matthew. Verse 24, chapter 24, excuse me. In verse 22, Yahweh Shai speaking red letter. Okay? It reads, and except those days should be shortened, there shall no flesh be saved. Why? Because during them days, Esau's going to be ruling. Okay? Esau's going to be ruling. There's going to be great tribulation, of course. Right? But let's continue on. And Esau is going to be the root cause of the tribulation. Remember, Esau is likened unto the Lord's sword. You see? And he's been shopping. The Lord's going to use Esau as a weapon. All right? But Esau's going to be judged ultimately at the end of it when the missiles come down upon his pate, which is right on top of his head. Let's see here. Let me continue on. Matthew 24 and 22. And except those days be shortened, right, the time of Jacob's trouble, right, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened, bro. All right, and we're in the time where the Lord is truly shortening the days, man. When you take a look at the 24-hour cycle, these self-proclaimed scientists have even considered, bringing forth, what did they say? A leap second, or maybe a leap minute, I think. I would have to look back into that. But pretty much drawing time back a bit because it's going so quick. All right? Esau, scripture's talking about him trying to change the times and, But either way, this nigga's going to be stopped, bro. Let's go here. We pray for fewer days, man. We just need we just want Esau to bring the smoke. The sooner you do that, the sooner this whole thing transitions. Bear with me, Akiam. Let me go ahead. Let me check this. Let me check this live stream. Make sure this is still running. Because the type of information we talked about, Esau will take you out. Let me see. Esau will take out the feed. Bear with me, Akiam, just to make sure this is still good. Bear with me, Akiam, just to make sure. All right, yeah, that's still good. So let's get this. All right, let me see here. Here we go. All right, this is the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 2, in verse 13. And it reads, "Go, and ye shall receive. Pray for few days unto you, that they may be shortened." And that's the spirit, because again, Yahweh Shai had made the mention in Matthew 24 that the days will be shortened for the elect's sake, man. You see? We just got to continue to endure. Look, at the kingdom is already prepared for you. Watch. Okay? The kingdom's already prepared. All right? Yahweh Shai told us. Matter of fact, I want to go get this book. I'm going to come back over here, though. Yeah, Khan, we're going to come back here real quick, but let me get this real quick. This precept just came hit me real quick. Let's go here. Let's go here real quick. Hold on for 1 second. This is the book of St. John, chapter 14, and verse 1. Red letter, Yahweh Shai speaking. "Let not your heart, your mind, your lob be troubled. Ye believe in power, believe also in me." Right? And we understand that, again, this is red letter, Yahweh Shai speaking. Yahweh Shai is the way, the truth, and the life. He's the door. A matter of fact, you jump down to verse 6, it tells us this. Yahweh Shai saith unto him, "I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man cometh unto the Father but by me." That's why he said that in verse 1. Ye believe in power, believe also in me. Hey, he's our mediator, man. Okay? He's our mediator, bro. Him shedding his blood, Lord willing, we're the elect. And we are the elect. His blood is on us. Okay? And we qualify to hope for mercy. We qualify to hope for salvation. We are prisoners of hope. We qualify to hope. Okay? Lord willing, the Lord gave us a gift of faith. Right? We believe. Therefore have spoken, right? The Lord's telling us not to be troubled in our hearts, bro. Even though Esau's doing all this crazy shit, we know we're eating poison. You know, I just took a shower in rusty pipe water, bro. Okay? And so did you beloved Akiam and Akwab. So did you. Did your water look clean when it was coming out? Of course it did. It looked fine. It looked fine, right? Yeah, right. Put it under a microscope. Okay? Then you will see what type of water you just bathed in. You see? And this is all under Esau's diabolical rulership, bro. Okay? Well, we're bathing in rusty pipe water, man. Come on, man. This should be water wells in the back of your house, man. There should be a water well, a fresh water well, where you're getting fresh water from the earth. You see? Yo, you should be vexed, beloved Akiam and Akwa. I know you are, though. I'm speaking to the choir. You know, but man, more or less, you know, you Jake out there, you know, that really just really don't really consider what's happening, man. You know? You should be pissed, man. Okay? You should be pissed, man. You should be vexed. Let me continue on. St. John chapter 14 and verse 2. In my Father's house are many mansions. What's Yahushua talking about? All right? Isn't heaven the Lord's throne? Yahweh's throne? And the earth is his footstool, bro? Yahushua is talking to other planets, man. Okay? Yahushua is talking to other planets, man. Check it out. If it were not so, I would have told you. I go to prepare a place for you. Going back to the book of 2nd Esdras, bro. What was Esdras told? The kingdom is already prepared. Watch. All right? We have to watch as well as pray. Right? We should be praying without ceasing. Fasting and praying. You see? Storing up these spiritual treasures in heaven. All right? Check this out. We're going to jump down 2nd Esdras 2 and 14. We'll close out here through the Spirit. Look at, take heaven and earth to witness. For I have broken the evil in pieces and created the good. For I live, saith the Lord. Esau will be stopped. Beloved Akiam and Akwath, he will be stopped, man. You know, as much as he has us in his clutches now, and you know, we're in a position where we're subjugated, you know, to living in this poisonous environment under this wicked rulership. The Lord's coming. All right? The Lord's coming. Hey, when you read Jeremiah 49, the Lord said what? He swore by himself that Basra, which is the capital of Edom, which we liken unto America today, will be a desolation, bro. Hey, Lord willing, you beloved Akiam and Akwath were edified. All right, Abaratazai, you were spiritually fed through the spirit power, mercy and grace of our power. All right, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, the true names, all right, of the Heavenly Father and his only begotten Son, the world ignorantly calls God and Jesus Christ. All right, Lord willing, you beloved Akiam and Akwath will edify, all right? All praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Racha Kwadash. A double honors to the beloved elders and apostles of Great Millstone, where I learned this 144% truth. Till next time, beloved Akiam and Akwath. Hey, till next time, hey, stay up, stay faithful, stay prayed up, fast as well as pray. Pray for shorter days, man. All right, pray that Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai takes his damn demon out of the way sooner than later, man. May Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai be with you and your family. Hey, Shalom.